What's going on, guys? I'm E, and this is Simply Put Scents. And I wanted to talk to you guys about my top 10 best fragrances marketed to women that men should consider for themselves. Some of these fragrances straddle that thin line between feminine and masculine, but hey, if you're a guy out there who loves Fève Delicieuse, Dior Homme, Dior Homme Intense, Valentino Uomo. If you're basically into those style of fragrances, these fragrances aren't that far away. I'm gonna be honest with you. When I looked up these fragrances, I noticed that a lot of women give these scents negative marks. I don't think they like a lot of fragrances that smell masculine. But the flip side of that is that's great for people like myself, because a lot of guys won't look at those scents because they're marketed to women. And a lot of women don't look at those scents because to them they smell too masculine. Perfect. Perfect for me. Those are the scents that I love to look for because they allow you to peacock and they allow you to smell unique and different and allow you to stand out with your scent. And I really like doing that. I'm curious what you guys will think about this list. Here we go. So let's just get this scent out the way. The first honorable mention is Jessica Simpson's Fancy Nights. Yes, I know, guys, I mentioned it again, but dudes, this fragrance is good stuff and it's only like $5 for 1 ounce. I mean, if you don't like it, you can give it to your sister, your female friend in your life, your girlfriend, and it's no big deal. You know, it costs as much as a Subway sandwich. So, very unisex and actually kind of sexy in an interesting way. So, Jessica Simpson's Fancy Nights. I said it. Yep, I said it. My second honorable mention is from the house of Aquilino, and the fragrance is Choco Lovers. I think it really makes a great close encounter fragrance, and it's really unisex. It's gourmand. I mean, it's for sure unisex in my opinion. Choco Lovers, it's that thing. And my last honorable mention is from the house of Jill Sander, and the fragrance is Sun. This scent reminds me of a tropical beach with coconuts and vanilla and pina coladas and just all kinds of good tropical-y type of stuff. Some people will say it smells a little bit like suntan lotion. I don't mind that, you know. It smells really, really nice in my opinion. So guys, here we go with that top 10, and without further ado, the number 10 fragrance is from the house of Dolce Gabbana, and the scent is Light Blue. So Olivier Cresp is the man behind Light Blue for Women by Dolce & Gabbana, and he's also the perfumer behind Versace Man Eau Fraiche, and he's also the man behind Moschino I Love Love. If you were to smell all three of these fragrances back to back to back, it would be hard for you to deny how similar in DNA these scents are. But in my opinion though, Light Blue by Dolce & Gabbana for Women absolutely beats those two fragrances by a mile. Another way you can tell that this fragrance is unisex? Well, Scent Story just came out with 24 Ice Gold. And guys, I smelled it. And it smells exactly like Dolce & Gabbana's Light Blue for Women. You'll see. Number 9 is from the house of Fragonard, and the fragrance is Incense Fève Tonka. Incense and Tonka. That's pretty much the name of the game with this fragrance. It has a pepperiness to it, a smokiness to it, and a sweetness to it, and it's absolutely unisex without question. Matter of fact, to be honest with you guys, this is one of those fragrances that nobody talks about and more people should. Beautiful quality, lasts for 6 to 8 hours on my skin, does a great job, guys. From the house of Balmain, Amber Green, It's a very warm, balmy, cinnamony fragrance with a really nice blast of pink pepper, myrrh, musk, benzoin, and cinnamon. I mean, the combination of these notes in this fragrance does an amazing job. I would say very, very easily worn by a man without issue. Number 7 from the house of Agent Provocateur, L'Agent. It's a myrrh-based fragrance. It's extremely seductive, extremely seductive. I think this fragrance was made for the bedroom. So yeah, this is a good close encounter fragrance, and it works really, really well with the masculine skin chemistry. I think it turns it decisively masculine. A lot of women consider it masculine and don't like it for that reason, and I think it's just a really well done scent. Now it does have a perfumey element to it in that opening. When I say perfumey, don't get too nervous. Narciso Rodriguez, for him, the Parfum edition is pretty much in that same vein, so don't be too scared, guys. This scent is well done. Number 6 is from the house of Lalique, and the fragrance is Lalique Lolli. I'm a huge fan of vanilla scents, and it's rare to find vanilla scents that a man can wear that has actually some good performance, and this is absolutely awesome stuff. It smells very unisex. It smells extremely boozy almost. There's no booze in this scent, but it has almost a boozy element to it. It's one of the most unique vanilla-based scents I've ever smelled. Lalique Lolli. Just beautiful. Number 5 is from the house of Armaf, and the fragrance is Club de Nuit Intense. Club de Nuit Intense. Smells just like Noir de Noir. You've heard it. It's just really, really good at mimicking a Tom Ford fragrance for almost 1/10 the price. I mean, need I say more? Need I? This is a scent that men should definitely pay attention to, and the scent is Chanel's Chance Eau Fraîche. Chanel to me doesn't do men's fragrances on the same level as women's fragrances. I don't think they put the same care into men's fragrances, the same focus I don't think goes into men's fragrances as they go into women's fragrances. It seems like Chanel just says, with the men's stuff and with the women's stuff, you know? I mean, it's crazy. But Chanel's Chance Eau Fraîche is a well done, classy, summer warm weather fragrance. The quality of notes is beautiful. This fragrance is definitely unisex, and you can see that just through the note breakdown. The pyramid speaks for itself. Smell this stuff. Go to your Sephora's and spray it, and spray it on a card, spray it on your skin. You will notice as a man, once spraying this fragrance, that your natural skin chemistry will affect it and turn it in a much different way than the scent on the wand. But even the scent on the wand, very impressive stuff. So the number 3 fragrance is without doubt my favorite designer fragrance of all time. And it's from the house of Tom Ford. And the fragrance is Black Orchid. Black Orchid, guys. I mean, yeah, it's been reformulated recently. Yeah, it lasts about 6 to 8 hours now, whereas before it lasted about 12. Yeah, those are all true. But guess what, guys? It still smells awesome. When you consider the price point and you consider the quality of the scent and the notes in this fragrance, it's hard to argue this fragrance doesn't belong in the top 3 of this list or any other list. It could have easily been number 1, and it's just a wow factor, jaw-dropping, what the are you wearing type of scent. So Black Orchid for sure, number 3 on this list. Amazing stuff. And number 2 on this list is from the house of Arabian Oud, and the fragrance is Madawi. Wow. Now guys, this is a scent from Arabian Oud made for women. But guess what? I don't care. Why? This is a fragrance that is amazing, beautiful, dense, complex. When I wear this fragrance, it feels like a warm blanket of fruit and musk and patchouli. Something else dark. When I went to the Arabian Oud store, I gotta admit guys, I spent at least 2 to 3 hours in that store and I still didn't smell everything. I was just in awe of what I smelled. One of the fragrances that made the most impression on me was a scent made for women, and it was called Madawi. And it just drew me in top-notch notes. Doesn't scream, which is great for me because, you know, you don't want a woman's fragrance that you're wearing as a man to just like fill up a room sometimes, you know. You want it to be kind of relaxed, you know, and it is relaxed, but does it stay with you? Like you are just surrounded by this bubble of fruity dopeness. And last but not least, number 1. Whew. Thank you so much guys for getting to number 1 with me. Man, number 1 is a fragrance that I highly, highly love. It's awesome, and it's so unique, and it's so profound, and such a quality fragrance. And the fragrance that I'm discussing, again, from the house of Tom Ford. Tom Ford's Sahara Noir. I think Sahara Noir, and I've written this in Fragrantica on my review on Fragrantica. Sahara Noir is one of the biggest case studies in a failure of marketing. It's one of the worst marketed fragrances of all time. Easily. Who thought to make this a solely female fragrance and put it in a gold bottle? I have no idea. Why do people not focus on this scent? It's easy. Women don't appreciate it because it's too masculine, clearly. And men won't buy it because it's a woman's fragrance in a gold bottle, clearly. Those two things doomed this fragrance, and it shouldn't have, because it's one of the more amazing quality designer fragrances you can buy. You could purchase a niche fragrance today that used to be double the price of a Chanel fragrance for the price of a Chanel fragrance now. You couldn't do that 3-4 years ago. And at that time, Sahara Noir and a scent like Sahara Noir could really stand out in the designer realm. Nowadays, it's not so much a clear-cut winner, I would say, as far as value goes, especially now that it's discontinued. But as far as quality, as far as just the execution of an amazing scent, Sahara Noir is number 1 as far as a fragrance marketed to women that men could definitely pull off, without question, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys have gotten a couple of more ideas as far as fragrances that you can consider that you probably wouldn't have considered before, because they're usually in the women's section in the stores. And I honestly feel like they should be considered more by men. And hopefully these scents won't get discontinued, because, yeah, even though some of them might be a little popular, most of them are overlooked by both sexes, unfortunately. I personally don't like wearing sandals. I find it uncomfortable for me to wear. I can't pull it off, you know. I'd much prefer to wear flip-flops or slippers out in the street before I wear a pair of sandals, you know. That works on a lot of guys, but on me, I feel weird wearing it. So I can understand if some of you out there would feel just as weird about wearing some of these scents, but I would say go out and get a couple of samples of these fragrances, test them out on your skin, and if they don't work on you, you can pass it off to the women in your life. No harm, no foul, you know? It is what it is. But thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm so grateful for your time. So with that, guys, I'm E, and this is Simply Put Scents. And I'm Simply OUT.